What's up, everyone? Tripping Switches here ahead of Game Week 13 in FPL. I'm going to start off and say don't forget it's a Friday night deadline, so make sure you have your team locked in before the Friday deadline. Very important. I will be doing a video on Thursday, I'd say, or maybe early Friday. Either that, just we're closer to the deadline stream. So make sure you tune in for my picks. As you can see, I'm moving closer to the target of top 100k, so we're 134. Small green arrow, but I do have Isaac to play tonight. So thank you, Kuna, for coming in with a glorious 6-pointer. Actually, it's a green arrow where a lot of my players blanked, so I only had Henderson, Mikalenko, Salah, and Kuna so far to actually come in with any points. The rest of the team were pretty much blanks, so I'm relying on Isaac for preferably 6 or more points tonight. As discussed in the previous video, Haaland was out for Fernandez and Isaac, so that's a -4. Haaland got 2, which means I need 6 points from these two players combined just to break even. So a 6-pointer would give me a +2, which I'm kind of looking for. So that's it. I'm down. I'm down 4. So let's start with how the games went. Well, I don't think anybody saw Wolves beating Wolves by such a Wolves beating Fulham by such a margin. So that was surprising. I was really thinking it would have been either 0-0 or 2-1, but you can see both teams scoring, but at the same time, I could see neither team score. Jimenez missed the sitter as well towards the end. So my defense wasn't great, but I said before, you want 4 points. Well, I want 4 points ahead in defense. So if I've got 15 points from 4 players, I'm calling that pretty. That's okay. So you'd obviously want 16 just to break my kind of target of 4 points a player here. So I didn't quite get it, but I was close enough. In midfield, Salah saved the day in midfield. Captained him. Could have had 4, only had 2. Until he scored a penalty, he was kind of out of the game. But was his touch as well? Was that? Did he mean it? I don't know. It seemed like it was a touch that got away from him. The keeper was just poor. But I'll have that. Semenyo, he's now suspended, but I'm still thinking about holding him. The 5th of December is only before game week 15, so it's only to hold him for 2 game weeks, and then the suspension's done, everything's right, and he's back in. So I'm thinking keeping him. Um, my headache this week is thinking about Joe Pedro, so I don't want to drop anybody for Joe Pedro, but as you can see, it'll be Semenyo. If I go up with Archer, Semenyo can be benched and Joe Pedro can come in and take away that. So play 4 midfielders, which I'm thinking that's my early thought. Obviously it's Champions League, so I don't want to make any early moves. I'm just early thoughts here. Will be upgrade Archer, get Joe Pedro in, play 3 forwards. So I'll have Joe Pedro, who has Southampton at home, which is a great fixture. He scored again this week, so he's looking okay. I don't think he's a minutes risk. Plus, he's got nice fixtures up until game week 18. Game week 19 when he plays Aston Villa away, which isn't even a bad fixture. So, Joe Pedro, I'm definitely keeping my eye on. He's on my watch list. Kuna, as I said in the last video, he's going nowhere. He's bombing at home this week. He's good until kind of the Man United game in game week 18. And even that, I wouldn't mind playing Kuna in that. I'm not looking to get rid of Kuna anytime soon. My captain for this week, I'm thinking it's going to be Palmer. The minute, Aston Villa at home, and seeing how he gets on, he probably be my captain next week as well against Southampton. But we'll see for this week. Salah obviously has City, so I wouldn't mind playing City. I think that they probably will win that game. It's just I think Palmer has a better chance of going crazy for that game. And Boomo, Leicester, Leicester next. Playing too far wide for my liking at this moment, so he probably will be one I'll drop. It's just looking at who I like the Aston Villa fixtures coming up from 14 onwards. It's just I don't like their form. So I'll have to see how they get on against Chelsea to see whether or not there's any point. But really, until they get knocked out of the Champions League, if that's even what happens, there's no point. There's no point in. I just can't look. I just can't look to Villa at the minute. They're not like they were last year. Who I would like to get to is Saka. But I think that'll be Fernandez to Saka soon, because Saka's definitely better in the long-term hold. So, after the United game, you probably want to be moving towards Saka and away from from Fernandez. So I'll keep Fernandez for this week because he has Everton, but then it's Arsenal away, and I don't mind. I'll probably move to Saka that week if I have a chance. Man City's fixtures are changing, as I said. Like, you kind of want to be looking at them game week 18, even from 14 onwards. But my team is kind of setting up now where it's going to be difficult to get him back in. If I'm trying to get Erling Haaland back in, I can't do it in less than 3 moves, the way my future plans are. So he might be gone. I've played my wild card, and I just don't know if I can. It seems my current plans on my transfer week, so I don't even plan on rolling with the way I'm kind of setting it up because Fulham's fixtures are coming good. Obviously I'm Operation Target Southampton, so Fulham have them game week 17. So it's hard to even think in here. I don't think Haaland will be in my team. I'd be surprised if he is, to be honest. Um, okay, well, Mbumu, like I said, he's playing too far wide, but there's no one you can really drop to except maybe Rogers from Villa or Johnson from Spurs. So I'll be thinking either of those two. Ipswich's fixtures are really good for the next like 4 games, but do you want to go there? Yeah, they played well against United and they beat Spurs, but I just don't think I'll go from anyone from Ipswich. So that's really my team. Goalkeeper plan. Yeah, Henderson got 7 after me talking about him, but that was a penalty save against Palace. Sorry, against wasn't against Palace. He plays for Palace. Sorry, that was against Villa. But I don't know. I'd love to get the red. I just don't think I can. The Everton fixtures, who I'll be looking at sooner, like they get good kind of in January onwards. So I'll probably be looking at moving to Everton, get Pickford in. Everton can hold a lot of clean sheets. But again, I don't have to worry. Sorry, it's February before their fixtures turn, so I probably won't be moving to anymore from Everton. But Brightweight is back, so Miklienko can stay. I just need Robinson getting 0. He was just unlucky because he conceded 4. I don't think anybody saw that. So that's what I'm thinking. If so, let's go to transfers. I'll just show you because I have money in the bank. So we have saved money. So getting Archer up to a Brighton. Joe Pedro only cost me zero point 0.6. And then you have 90, 90, 81. Yeah, you get a solid forward for that. Welbeck. Just think his minutes are risky. I think you're better off going with Joe Pedro. So that'll be probably what I do. Matoma, good this week. I did say that earlier. Going from Mbumu to Matona could have been on the cards. I just wasn't taking a -8. So it's probably about the time to be jumping off Mbumu if you want to. He has Southampton coming up, but in between he doesn't have really any great games. Like he has Forest and Brighton. I don't know. I wouldn't suggest buying him now. I'd say come off him if you have a couple of spare transfers, maybe for a Matomo. Um, just he's gonna come good again. He hasn't been at his level of last year, but he's not bad. He's still picked up 47 points, which is he got 79. But he's not going to look at the last 3 games. He's only 3, 5, and 3. Then he had his 15 against Ipswich and 14. When he's playing as like a wide forward, he'd pick up more points. But the last couple of games, he's been as a winger. He's not getting it. So he's not on the watch list. I wouldn't recommend buying him. Fernandez. Who saw Rashford scoring for United the weekend? I was saying like I did say it in the video before the game. Maybe Rashford, but as I said, it was only a maybe Rashford, and I was just thinking he's on pens, but they obviously weren't getting one. Everton next, so he's definitely staying in the team for then, and I'm not sure it'll be whether or not I keep him for the Arsenal game. I have enough. See, that's the thing about it. I have enough to make the move. Sorry, that's Salah. I have enough to make the move here. So that still leaves me 2.1. Having Haaland gone really clears up a lot. Like I could have Salah. I don't know if Joe Pedro's in the top. No, he's not. Uh, he will be somewhere on it. What the hell's going on in my Discord? Joe Pedro here. Still have 1.5 million. So still having 1.5 million. I can do so much. Okay, midfielders. We look at some menu options. Like I think his fixtures aren't too bad. Like I'd nearly keep Semenyo. He'll miss the What'll he miss? He'll miss the next two, I think, is it? It's suspended until the 5th of December, so he'll miss Wolves and Tottenham. But he'll be back for Ipswich, West Ham, United, Palace, Fulham. I'd say keep him. I'll just bench him for Joe Pedro. I think that's the move. So this will be what my team will look like probably before the United game, because I'll have Saka in for United and Fulham. I'll still have 1.5 in the bank, but I'm getting further and further away from Erling Haaland. So that'll probably be more what my team pans out like in future weeks. Going in Mbeumo then would be probably the next one I start looking at. I might go from Mbeumo to Smith Rowe. Fulham's fixtures will change, so Fulham actually don't have too bad fixtures after the kind of Chelsea game. Like before, they've Southampton in the middle of Liverpool and Chelsea. So, but the fixtures aren't too bad. Like once you get after the Liverpool game, but still, I don't know if I want to have them before that. Their fixtures are pretty terrible. Till you get after, kind of maybe 19, I might look at them. It's just not. I don't know if I want to have Arsenal, Liverpool back to back. Then I've got Southampton best fixture in the league probably, but they score, so I probably won't do that. I think my defense will be set and forget, and if I play a front forward of 3, like Newcastle's fixtures, they're not too bad. Like they have Palace next, and then they go to obviously Liverpool, at home, and then Brentford away. Liverpool at home, that'd be a really good game for Newcastle because they play really well at home. But then they have, after you get there, they kind of go to Leicester. Leicester at home, sorry. Then they go to Ipswich. They have Villa at home, and then they go to United. So Isaac could be a keep for all of those. I don't see any reason to get rid of him. The only reason I get rid of Isaac would be to go back to Haaland. But you're not. I'm not doing that in any kind of small amount of moves now. Kuna, would I go to Kuna? I would still buy him. I know he's really overperforming. Like look at those last two games. So if you had him for the Southampton game, brilliant. He's been my best time move this season. I was on Wood and I moved straight off Wood to Kuna, and Wood was even he didn't pick up any points really the weekend, so he's even been dropped. So where's Chris Wood? Oh, sorry, I'm in midfielders. So I need to go forwards, but Wood might be time to get off him. You see, so he didn't start, and he only played 27 minutes. So the last two games he hasn't been great. I had him for this. I think this is when I jumped off in game week 10, I believe. So from 10, oh, sorry, I want to go here. So I got 6 rather. So I lost 1 point by that move, but then I gained the 12 and the 16 here. So I'm definitely up. So that was my best time move of the season. Uh, Depending on how Newcastle play tonight, we'll know if it's worthwhile having Isaac or making that -4 for Isaac and Fernandez. Fernandez so far hasn't been, but he picked up 11 against Newcastle, in 9 against Arsenal. Like Isaac is a class player. Hopefully he finds the form that we thought we'd have at the start of the season. So if I'm hoping he's going to do well. Ollie Watkins, I'm surprised hasn't dropped by more. He does pick him up though. Just he gets his consistency is the problem. Picking those, like you want to pick the weeks where he's going to do it. And to be honest, you could look at those games and you could say, well, I would have thought you'd do better here, and maybe here, only getting 5, fair enough. But 13, 11 against Ipswich and Everton, who weren't playing well. Ipswich, who only got promoted, so you'd probably look at that. Fulham, you can see him scoring against. They can see it. Palace, the same thing. The problem is it's like FPL hopscotch with Watkins because you got to get him in and get him out. But their fixtures are coming good, and they've a couple of home games too. Like they have after Chelsea away, which is this week, they're going to have Brentford at home, who are really bad away from home. Then they have Southampton at home, who definitely concede. Forest away can go either way. Forest away, I still fancy Villa for that if they're playing well, but you could get them in for 14, 15, 16 maybe. So it's something just to watch because in that if I get him in, I might be what I do. Just instead of Saka, I might get rid of Isaac for Liverpool and trade him for Watkins for Brentford, and then I have Watkins for Southampton the game after. You know, rather than Brighton away or Brentford away, and then I could trade him back. See, this is why it's one fixture because you trade him back then because Newcastle fixtures turn again for the next two, which would be Leicester and Ipswich in 16, 17. It's hard to know what to do. But by that stage, anyway, I'll be looking to come off Kuna because the Kuna after 17, Kuna's fixtures change, so I'll have another headache. Who do I replace Kuna with? He won't be a complete season owner, but he's been brilliant. His form, look at his form, 11.3. What was Palmer's form? 4.2. He was just unlucky at the weekend because any other day he scores that. It's just Madawaki blocked it by jumping, trying to get out of the way, and he ended up blocking it. Wasn't really his fault, just unlucky. I think I'm gonna leave it there. There's my team. I'm obviously moving to the top 100,000 where I want to be going. So another green arrow. Hopefully it gets a little bit better. Hopefully I'm helping you win your mini leagues. I'd ask to like and sub. I'll do another video before the Friday deadline just to let you know. I'll lock in my transfers, but I wouldn't move early this week with Champions League. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and sub. I'll talk to you on Thursday.